drop a 1 on the chat box. If you understand how the choppy chats will look now, drop a 1 on the chat box. If you understand, drop a 1 on the chat box. Drop a 1 on the chat box. Good. So anytime you open your chat, it's not looking straight. You can't tell whether it's going up or going down. Right? It's not moving up, it's not moving sideways. That's a choppy market. You don't want to trade that kind of market. So now let's go to the number 2 type of markets. It's called the ranging markets. Ranging markets. Write that down as a subheading. Ranging markets. Just like the name implies, when you say something is ranging, what do you think that means? Ranging markets. Any idea? Any idea, anyone? If you say something is ranging, what does it mean? Anybody has anything to say?
From the video, it says the
Okay.
market is always moving sideways. That means it's not actually going the way trending market will go.
Good. All right. Thank you, Marcel. Everyone write this down. Ranging markets are often called sideways markets. Are often called sideways markets. First stop. This is a scenario where both buyers and sellers keep going back and forth. Back and forth. Back and forth from one support level to another resistance level. Or from one support zone to another resistance zone. Resistance zone, full stop. Note. You would often see this kind of markets. Note. You would often see this kind of market form. And this thing I'm saying right now is very important. At the end of a trending market, this market form, at the end of a trending market, or at the beginning, indicating the build-up, the build-up of a trending market, continuation or reversal. or reversal. Full stop. You can look at the screen. If you've written that down, please drop a 7. If you've written that down, drop a 7. Good. Now the next line, also write it. It is also important to note that it's also important to note that when the market is ranging, you don't know who is going to be in control. And the market is ranging, you don't know who's going to be in control. In control, comma. That is why you need to pay attention to the boundaries. To pay attention to the boundaries of support and resistance. Comma. So as to know when a breakout occurs. So as to know when a breakout occurs. When a breakout occurs. Full stop. Now let me explain that once you're done. Have you written words on the screen? I want to erase that so I want to make an illustration. If you've written that, you can drop a 1 on the chat box, please. Drop a 1. Good. Okay. So this is what a ranging market looks like. Let me draw. I'm trying to draw a borderline first. Just like the name implies, you know, we said it will be moving from sideways. It's going sideways, right? So you'd see things that looks like this. Now, who remembers we said support and resistance? We define it in our first class. You know, we said it's a zone. So you can see this first next line I drew. It did not get precisely to where the other one got to, but it was still close. Those two boxes, I represented the upper zone with the resistance zone. Remember, resistance is where the market sells from, start dropping from. I remember sell, you sell from up. Am I correct? Who remembers we sell from up? That meaning you want to sell at an higher price. So that upper rectangle represents like a resistance zone. The lower one is like your support zone. Please pay attention, very important. Who noticed that this market is moving sideways? What I'm drawing, is it moving sideways on your end? Okay, so now it's just like it was moving from support to resistance, support to resistance, support to resistance. But you notice at some point, it's not getting to precisely the same range. There was one that hit the box, one very close to the box, another one came to the lower support and hit the box very well. Now, at this point, it can be confusing, right? That's the essence of it, because sometimes you might think, oh, this is the best zone to buy, but you see the market will go a little bit lower than that. So, but the most important thing is that's why we say support and resistance is the zone. You can see this one got here. The next time it came to support, where did he get to? He got here. You can see it didn't get precisely here, but he got here. Now, anytime you trade this kind of markets, although I don't recommend you trade, but if you have to trade this market, ensure that you are getting, remember when you buy, you want to buy at the lowest price. So I'll look for where is the lowest point this market got to when it came to support. This was it. I'll prefer to buy around there, right? So if I'm buying, remember you want it to go up. So if I'm buying around there, and I want to exit around there. This is the next resistance. But because it might not get there fully, because it created another resistance here, another resistance, everywhere here is a zone. This is like saying this is 10. Then here is around 9.9. Then here it got to 9. So it's like saying anything between the 9 and the 10 is still the resistance zone. I'm just giving that as an illustration. So if you want to sell, you would rather sell at 10 instead of selling probably around here. So if you want to trade this market, you want to sell around here, you want to buy here, and you want to sell here. Do you understand? Anything that makes it now go below here, what it means is this range has broken out. Remember, I told you in your note, I said you find this range either at the beginning of a new trend when it wants to start forming a new trend. Meaning, for a new trend to form, there has to be either a break below this support or a break outside this resistance. If it breaks below, what it's saying is, oh, this market wants to move to the downside. It wants to form a downtrend. If it breaks above, it means, oh, I want to move up. So I want to form an uptrend. That's why we said you find a ranging market either at the end of a long trend. It's just like you and I. If you run after a long time, what do you think would happen? You will rest. If you've ever seen someone run for a long time, they start panting. Is it not? Once they start panting, they rest. So they can't gather it. So after a long time trend is when you suddenly see a ranging market. At this period, the market is trying to accumulate some strength. It's gathering momentum for the next move. That is what forms a ranging market. I hope you understand. So normally you always find it about 40% of the time in the market. Experienced traders don't trade a ranging market. Okay, but if at all you have to trade it, just look for the support zone, the lowest areas. Don't go and jump in this middle. See the illustration I gave here. This is like in the middle. What if you think, oh, you want to buy here and it keeps going down? It's going to eat your stop loss and then you're going to lose that money. So you don't want to jump in the middle. You want to jump in the lowest price. It only makes sense if you go to the market. If you want to buy something, you go for the cheapest price. That's the lowest price. So if at all you have to buy low. If you have to sell at all, go for the highest resistance point. If you understand that, drop a 3 on the chat box. Now, another thing to note is that a ranging market does not necessarily signify that a trend wants to end. You might have been coming all the way from up, all of a sudden, at the end of the uptrend, it start forming a ranging market. It doesn't mean, oh, it wants to start reversing and the next trend will go up. No, sometimes it's just like I said, it could just be a resting phase, only for it to continue down again and break. So a ranging market can indicate 3 things. Please note this thing. It could be a resting zone to continue the previous trend you had, or it could be a point for the reversal. I mean, oh, it's done with the previous trend. It wants to start reversing. Do you understand? So when you see the range market, don't just say, oh, because that's been buying before, now it's going to sell. Oh, because that's been selling before, now it's going to make a reversal and buy. No, it could go both ways. Do you understand? So that is why when you trade this market, if I were buying, my stop loss will be below here, meaning anything that makes it break below is no longer buying. But because you don't have the precise zone, this thing can eat here. You can put your stop loss here, it eats it, and then still continue buying. That's the risk of trading a ranging market. If you understand that, please drop a 7. Now write this down. The first way to trade a ranging market, the first way to trade. Now I'm teaching you how do you trade this kind of market if you want to trade it, right? Because the most important thing is when you open the chart, is this thing looking like a range? When you see a ranging market and you want to trade, how do you do that? So write this down. The first way to trade a ranging market is by waiting for price to approach the support or resistance level so that you can either buy or sell. First up, I hope everybody knows that you are buying at the support and then you are selling at resistance. So even if I did not specify it. So the best way to trade a ranging market is by you waiting for the price to approach the support or resistance level so that you can buy at the key supports and sell at resistance. First up. So if I was buying, this is where I'll buy. I'll buy here. I'll buy here. And I'll buy here. Still the same zone. And if I had to sell, I'll wait. This is a challenge with most traders. They can't wait. I'll sell here. I'll sell here too. You can say I'm still selling around the same zone. I'm selling at the highest. Because some people will say this happen. I'm like, oh, if I'd known, I should have jumped in the buy here. But if you buy here, there's every probability that you'll be trapped. What if it start going up and you think it's going up and all of a sudden it does a reversal and come all the way down? So first, the first way to trade this market is either to buy the lowest support or the highest resistance. The second way, write this down, which is even better. The second way to trade a ranging market is to wait for either the breakout of the support or the resistance level. Is to wait for the breakout of either the support or the resistance level. First up, I've already written that. If you've written that, please drop a 1, drop a 1. Good. So by breakout, this is what I mean. So let's say this market broke to the upside. After I came here, it started going up. All of a sudden, it broke. Can you see? It broke above the previous resistance point you had. You know, this was like a zone before. This zone, sorry, let me get the box. You can see all of a sudden it broke out of this box. See, when there is a breakout, it's clear. My lines will be represented by candle, meaning you see a candle that closes above it. At this point, it has closed, it broke out of here. So you can now decide that, okay, good, this market is really going to go up. But this is how experienced traders would trade it. Because the breakout, will you jump in the buy? No. You can wait for the market to pull back. Pull back means it comes back to retest where it broke from. It comes back right into this box, this zone area. You can now join it back. and follow the buy up when it's going up. So if it comes back into that area, of course, later you learn about candlesticks. You can now enter here. You can now enter around here like, oh, okay, good. It came back to retest. There's a way, but note, is not every breakout as what do you call? It's not every time the market breaks out that you have a pullback. So write it down. Note, pullbacks don't always happen immediately after every breakout. So it's not immediate. Sometimes it happens like, okay, once the candle breaks out, it comes to retest immediately. But sometimes it does not happen immediately. So write that down. So it's not every market you have to chase. If it doesn't give you an opportunity to enter, just leave it and let it go. So right, pullbacks don't always happen immediately after every breakout. I hope you wrote that. It's important too. So, but anytime it happens, it gives you opportunity to make more. Imagine if somebody jump in here. Look at, let's say you saw it broke. Yeah, hey, let me jump in. And you jump in and start buying at this point. You know, when you buy, you want it to go up to make profits. All of a sudden, it started coming down. That time it's coming down. What is happening? You're in loss already. But the guy that came here and bought, waited for it here. Once it start moving up, this person's already in profit. You are still in loss here, remember? But this person's already in profit. Until it gets to where you are, most times that your stop loss out. But once it's coming, this person is in profit. But this person between here and here has made about $20. I'm just giving a rough example. You are still in loss. By the time this person is already making 20, probably that's when you start making one. That's the beauty. You see, the most important aspect of trading that is hard is in the waiting. When there is a breakout, preferably wait for it. Because it's when it comes back to retest that gives you even higher confirmation than you jumping in immediately. And I will explain that concept now when we get into trending market. But who understands the concept of a ranging market? So first, you see the market going sideways. So anytime you open your chart and it's looking like, hey, everything is going sideways, that is most likely a what's it called? A ranging market. If you understand so far, drop an 8 on the chat box so that we can now go on the chart. All of you, you're going to look for an example of where your chart is looking like a ranging market. If you're correct, I'll tell you yes. So let me give you my own example first. Okay, then get ready, everybody. Go on the chart and look for where you can see the market is moving sideways. Who's ready to give it a try? If you're ready to give it a try, drop some sevens on the chat box. If you don't try, you don't learn. I hope you know. Drop a 7 if you're going to try. After I must have shown you my own example. Good. Everybody's ready to try. What up, Madam Fola? I'm not seeing you. Okay, good. Amazing today. I love that. So let me see. I'm looking for a pair I can use to indicate when the market is ranging. Comment. Remember, based on how I say you find a ranging market, I said you always see it either at the beginning of a trend or at the end of a trend. So any chart you open, you want to show me. Once it's trending, you just go and look at the past. Before that trend started, there must have been a ranging market. You will see it. You can't go far. All right, that's one way to get market. Okay, good. I think I've seen one. So let me know once you start seeing my screen. Now, when I'm on the phone, this is what I do. I make my screen horizontal to make, so in case you want to use your phone too, you might want to make the screen horizontal so you can see the market broadly. When you look at the market, it's better you look at it in a broader term than just looking good. Now, who noticed how this market at some point was moving sideways before it suddenly went up? look at this point. Hold on. So it's moving. Other zone where I put that line, you can see it was just moving from the upper line like to the lower line. That was a ranging market. It was just moving to the side. Can you see that it was just moving to the side until all of a sudden it broke above that upper line, upper zone, meaning it started going up. It formed like it was moving on an uptrend. But before then, it was ranging. It was moving between those boxes. If you can see the ranging market on the screen, right? Drop a one on the chat box. Drop a one. Good. Now remember what happens in the ranging market. We say market moves from resistance to support. Resistance, I said, is where market sells from. Who remembers? Resistance is where market sells from. And I already told you that these red candles represent my sell candles and the blue represent my buy. So now watch out. The red candle you saw, once it was close to the blue line I put at the top, it started dropping, meaning the market started selling, meaning from there it started going down. All of a sudden, when it gets to the very close to the lower blue line, what do you see? You start buying. Start buying. That's how you know a ranging market. And another thing is, like I said, it will always move sideways. It's not moving up, it's not moving down, just sideways. Once it goes up, it comes back down. Goes up, it comes back down. Until one of them will break out and decide, oh, I'm the one winning. So if it's the buyers that overcome the sellers, you'll see the break would break above the resistance zone. And if it's the sellers, it's break below the support. This is an example of a ranging market. So who wants to go first now? If you want to go first and look for it on any currency pair, drop a two on that chat box very quickly. Who wants to give it a try? Or do you need one more example? Or mute yourself, this. Who wants to go first? Two. Okay, good. Mama Falashade is hot. Okay, so let me unmute you. Let me make you co-host so you can share your screen. Okay, so I've made you co-host now. Yeah, I can see your screen. I can see your screen, so you can stay on the MetaTrader.
I want to unmute my.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Like I said, if you want your screen to be broader to see at once, always put it in the horizontal lane instead of just a direct grid.
Um.
Okay, like you
Okay.
prefer that vertical. See where.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but
No, don't worry. Don't have to try. Just try.
I
Remember,
think
what you need to just watch out.
yes, I'll move it up a little. It's not. I don't know. Sorry.
Is it your chart right now? What we're seeing right now?
Yes, this is my chart right now. I
But it
want to
looks
draw
like this
a
one is
line.
moving up. Not
Yes.
no, but this is moving up. Sure, you can tell that
Yes, I
this
can
is
see.
moving
Yes, but I
good.
can see
So
ranging. Yes.
now, if you want to look for ranging, go to the past. Just scroll to your left. Go to the past. Anything
Oh,
that's
yes.
past, see it at some point. Keep scrolling to the past.
Yes. Yeah.
At some point, good. It was
Yes.
range
This place, yes.
just that middle, because
Yes,
later it
yes,
broke
yes.
down.
I
So
want to try to
that
show
one is
you.
not working. Good.
Uh-huh.
You want to put
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying. You tried.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you, ma.
You're
Next
welcome.
person. Yes. So who is ready to go? Toby, are you ready?
Okay, ma. Yes, ma.
Oh yeah. Sabina, get ready. We're coming for you.
Coach, you don't make me co-host here, though.
Oh, I'm sorry. Done. Hurry up, hurry up.
Coach, I was thinking of this Euro USD for
Good.
H4. This,
On H4, okay.
yeah, this.
Are you the one putting that line?
I think it was
Or is that the price?
the trade I picked
Okay, the
before.
price line.
Yeah.
Okay, good. But are you seeing any range
Yes,
in that?
this looks like a ranging market going up and down.
Okay, do you know how to use a borderline? Do you know how to draw lines on the chart?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, but I wanted to teach that when we get to support our resistance. But if you can put it, just use it to border out the zone so that people would understand.
Okay, ma.
And pick that horizontal line. You can put good. Now put another one below. Sabina, pay attention. Now look at the zone he marked out. You will see that each time the market touches there, the market, you see the red candles, meaning market will start dropping from there. He did it once, he did it twice, he did it three. Good, exactly. Now this is the danger of trading arranging markets. You see where you put that lower line? Just before there, the market was not getting there. They only bought from there twice. But before then, it was getting to the middle and going up. That's the danger of thinking, oh, somebody would have bought at that middle. But at some point, to just come down. But where to be right now is like a ranging market. You can see the market was just moving sideways, right? So this is an example of a ranging market. I remember in a ranging market, more likely a trend reversal would happen or a continuation. One must break out. It's either breaking out to the top or breaking below this range. So the market to go below a clear direction. Thank you, Toby, for showing us that. And based on what I'm seeing on your screen, what you are buying. Now, Toby, hold on. Toby, I stopped sharing. Go back.
Okay, ma.
Do you think you did anything wrong because you were trading a ranging market? Based on what you learned now, where you're buying, do you think that would have been the best place to buy if you were trading this
No,
ranging market?
I should have waited for it to come down. I should have waited for it to come down.
Good. So what you're doing now is risky because you are buying at the roof. Do you get? You are not buying at the lower zone, the support. You're buying at the roof. The only way this will pay you now is only if this market breaks that resistance, which is where you are buying from. If it breaks to the upside and it breaks out, then you might be lucky. If not, if it continues down and break down, it will most likely hit your stop loss and take your money. Now, from what you learned today, do you understand how to trade this kind of market now?
Yes, ma.
So it's either you're waiting for the breakout to happen. Once I see a range, if I'm not buying at the lowest support, the thing is I want to see where the direction the market is going to head. So I won't jump in. What makes a good trader is the wait and the time. See, it might take you 1 to 3 days to wait, But it's better when you wait and your money is secured. Because when you're waiting, the money is in your bank. Nothing's going to happen to it. It's like it's in your account. But if you jump and it eats your stop loss, you've just lost the money. Do you understand? So understand this on how to trade a ranging market. Is either you're buying at the lowest support or the resistance, or you wait to trade the breakout when it happens. So when it breaks to the upside, you either wait for the pullback to happen and join. But if you were lucky, you were there when it was breaking, you can quickly catch your 30 pips and get out. All right. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Sabina, it's your turn. Thank you, Toby. Can stop sharing your screen. Sabina, are you ready to go screen? Oh. Sabina already. Good. Hold on. So what's the moving side?
Ma?
So is your chart moving side?
Yes, I think one at this side, at this point.
Okay. Yeah, you're correct. I can actually see a side on it. Did not remove your RSI. Now I was telling me to RSI. This last chart, you can see there is a difference between your. So click that F and click on that F. Let's remove that RSI. So you're gonna have a plain. Click that F by the side. Yes, F. No. F. Click on it again. Yeah. Now click on that waist to pin loop at the top.
Sorry, Ma, I can't hear you.
Click on the waist to pin. Something that looks like a dot logo at the top of the screen.
Okay.
Now come down to where the road's relative strength index. There is a box there. See that box. Now
Okay.
click on that waist to pin again to delete it. Now go back to your chart. See that part is on. Good. Now to pick an horizontal line, do you know how to do that?
Yes.
That's symbol sign here. Click on it. Symbol. Now pick horizontal line. Click on it. Now go and drop it to where you want to indicate range marker. Just tap the screen. What do you want your range? You can always drag.
It's not working.
It's working. Again. Can you see it working? Now, as long as you have these dotted lines by the edge, those two black dots, those lines will keep moving because you've not keyed it. So drag the line anyhow. Just move. Just try. Don't worry. I'm just trying to do something. Drag the line and see if it's going to do it. Drag it up. Yeah. Now use it to border where you want to put it. Okay. Now, is that where you want to put it?
Yep.
Now, once you do that, tap the line once until this black dot you are seeing at the edge of the line is removed. No, that line. Good. Now, those dots are no longer that line. But if the dots are there, the line can be moved. So now, pick another line. I'm seeing a small ring. Now, click on the plus. Now, another horizontal. Now, go and put it where you. In fact, correct. So that lower part is like the support area, the upper one. At some point, the market broke above. But I'm looking to your left chart, so I'm thinking that's the one you're talking about. So everybody can identify the range. Okay. So thank you very much. Thanks. So I'm gonna give you some assignment. I hope everybody knows how to draw that line. Abina knows it. Obi knows it. Madam Falashati, do you know how to draw the line we're bringing out?
Yes, yes.
Okay, good. So this is going to be the assignment. Everybody's going. Today we are basically just doing, ranging markets. Next class we are now going to move into trending market. So you're going to go on your chart, go and draw some lines, mark out some ranging zones, screenshot that particular range and send to me. Screenshot like 3 different range and send. That's the assignment for today. So from next class, we'll now continue from trending market. Trending market is a lot of big deal, right? We're going to focus more time on it. That's why I wanted us to just undo both chop E and ranging market today. But the real money is in the trending market. Do you get? Professional traders actually don't trade range markets, except you just want to gamble with your money, right? But the best markets to trade are actually trending. If the watch is going up, it will face up. If it's going down, follow in the right direction of down. Who has any questions for today's class? Any questions? Any questions?
No question for me.
Okay, now note another thing. Support and resistance is not just a line. You know, everybody was just putting one line, one line. Remember, we said it's a zone. So if you notice, what I drew here was like a box on the screen right now. So you too, you might want to put that, like when you put one line, put another line there. So just grab where the support is, resistance. So because the tip of the candle will touch there. Another one is the body of the candle, it overshoots. So you can see the market there dropping from here. It's sold. Another sell move. Another sell move. Another sell move. Remember, sell means it's going down. Another sell move. So the zone I draw, at least it captured 1, 2, 3. So when you put a line, it might not capture everything. So you might want to put like 2 lines when you mark out and screenshot to me. I hope you understand. Do we all understand?
Yes.
All right. All right. Any questions so far, Sabina, on today's class? Any questions? No question. Toby, any questions?
No question, ma.
So if I ask you people now, how would you trade a ranging market? You know how to trade it. Okay, since there is no question, Sabina, or in fact everybody, how would you trade a ranging market? Put it on the chat box. How do you trade a ranging market? Put it on the chat box. How do you trade? When I mean how do you trade, meaning where do you buy, where do you sell? That's what I'm asking. I'm waiting. That's support and Sarah is that. That's one way to trade it. That's what everybody's saying. I gave 2 scenarios on how to trade it. Or I said you can wait for the breakout. That's the best way to trade it. But
You
even
are
if I
giving
thought
the
you
answer. I'm
so even if
typing
I
it already.
thought, okay, you're typing, sorry. So even if I thought you want to buy here, let's say you're buying, how do you know where to put your TP and stop loss? I was expecting somebody to ask me that, and nobody asked me that. So if you enter a buy here, remember I told you any trade you enter and you don't put a profit level and you don't put a stop loss level, it's like you opening a shop, stocking goods, and you're not there. Remember, if you're not there, if armed robbers come and pack everything, you run at a loss. What if somebody brings money to buy things and you're not there to take it? The profit is gone. So if you enter this trade now, because they say we should buy at support and you jump in and buy at support, remember you are going to take that buy on your MetaTrader. Are you going to come back and ask me that, coach, where should I put my TP? Where should I put my stop loss? So who is going to take a guess? If you enter a buy here, where should be your stop loss? Where would your stop loss be? Somebody should give it a try. Where do you think your stop loss will be? Because you need to understand what's the ideal stop loss. I'm using the stop loss in case the market is not going to buy. That's why I'm using stop loss, because I'm buying. So if the market is not buying, what it means is moving opposites. So if you're buying and expecting it to go up, anytime it breaks below this support, It's no longer going up. So your stop loss should be a little bit. You can count like 30 pips below this your entry price. So that even if it wants to wick small and move up, it does not hit you out. So that would be your stop loss. Stop loss will just be a little bit below the support area. And your TP is supposed to be the next resistance zone, is it not? But you also need to take in consideration that there was a time it moved up. There was a resistance here that it didn't get here. So if I was buying here, I want to exit here. So that just in case this time around, it doesn't get here and start coming down. Do you understand? So the first zone would be your first TP. If you now want to go for more, you can now go to the next higher zone. That's how to put your TP and stop loss. Of course, on the chart, there would have been numbers around that area. You can see where you put the line on the meta trader, you are seeing prices that are numbered beside. So that's how you select your CP and stop loss. Do we understand that now? If you understand that, please drop in 9 on the chat box very quickly. Drop in 9 on the chat box. Let me see what we have on our syllabus. So from next class, we'll start trending markets, we'll start marking out charts and all. 9. Okay, great. So no question, ladies and gentlemen. See you on Wednesday. But remind me tomorrow, I want to send a material on candlesticks down so that you start reading the candles. By the time we start combining that with the marking out of chart and zones, in no time you understand how to trade and how to take your trades and mark out and all of that. So if you got some value, put in value on the chat box. You got value from the class, put in some value on the chat box. You got value on the score, put in some value. All right, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Have an amazing evening.